The don't ask, don't tell policy has been overruled and will not appeal. The California federal court judge has ordered an immediate halt to this controversy. This is putting Obama administration in a difficult bind. Some members of Congress are refusing to face the fact that this policy was badly outdated. We have yet to see whether the Justice Department will seek to have the decision overturned on appeal or not. Apology accepted. That's the latest in the war of words in the California governor race. Jerry Brown, the Democratic nominee for governor, apologized to his opponent, Meg Whitman, earlier this week. A Brown aide was captured on tape calling Whitman a whore for cutting a political deal. During their final debate, Brown called the incident unfortunate and apologized directly to Whitman. Whitman says she accepts Brown's apology and rather would focus on the issues.
The Chargers make a roster move this week that leaves a big name out in the cold. Steve Perez is here with us with more on the sports world. Steve?
The $3 million move by the Chargers after what they paid on the contract. So what happens when a lightning bolt collides with lights out? You get the strange weather phenomenon known as Sean Merriman out of a Chargers uniform. Once a feared pass rusher, this year, after reporting late and coming up gimpy from a leg injury, he's just another vet in search of a new job. Chargers putting the lights out earlier this week, placing Merriman on injured reserve, which means the team has to release him once he's healthy. Merriman's on-field performance of late overshadowed by his desire to be a big Hollywood star. Last year's ill-advised hookup with Tila Tequila may have sealed his fate with the team. Seems Chargers hard-nosed GM A.J. Smith likes football players more than players, which does not explain the Chargers' on-field performance or lack of it to date. I mean, the team knew going into the season that they would be without Merriman in the long run. Merriman doesn't play special teams, for crying out loud, and that's been a weak spot for the Bolts since the first game of the season. They are now 2-3 after losing to the Raiders, and a team that was a preseason favorite to challenge for the Super Bowl is now facing a must-win game against the Rams Sunday in St. Louis. Rams, another 2-3 team, coming off a huge loss to the Lions. Now, fortunately for the Chargers, St. Louis is weak against the run and the pass. Unfortunately, in addition to the special teams woes, the Chargers haven't learned how to hang on to the football. While favored to win this game, all bets are off if they start handling the football like they're trying to get rid of some bad taco cart meat. And speaking of bad meat, what is the Mountain West Conference paying replay officials for if they're not going to do their job and fix bad calls? In some parallel universe somewhere, these refs have made the right calls, and the San Diego State Aztecs are undefeated going into Saturday's homecoming game against number 23 Air Force. Instead, the Aztecs lost to BYU Saturday thanks to a miserable non-call. Suspiciously, one of the replay officials involved just happens to be a BYU Athletics Department employee. The crew failed on a clear fumble by BYU late in the game that even my nearsighted tubby cat saw watching the replays on TV from the couch. The crew was suspended for one game. Aztecs coach Brady Hoke's take is they can say they're sorry, but it doesn't do much for the 115 kids involved in his program. And if it's the new millennium and we're heading into the middle of October, it's not quite the World Series yet. No, wait for it. It's the division playoffs. The boys of summer head into the fall with division series starting tonight. Yankees taking on the Rangers in the American League Championship Series. Rangers make history in defeating the Devil Rays to get there, winning their first postseason series ever. Odds makers, though, like the Yankees in this best-of-7 series. In the National League, Giants taking on the Phillies. In defeating the Braves to get to the championship, the Giants send Braves longtime manager Bobby Cox into retirement. The Giants are favored in this one. And that's a quick glimpse of your sports for Friday.
Thank you. That was both informational and entertaining. Thanks, Steve. Find out the movie reviews are in, who made the grade, and who's feeling out with entertainment.
And find out what the weather will be like for this weekend. That coming up next as well.
Excuse me.
Well, hello.
Hi. My internet connection's acting up. Do you know anything about hotspots?
You know, if you angle yourself 45 degrees to the north, your computer's Wi-Fi card will extrapolate the router signal more efficiently.
Hit enter. It's going to come up with a dialog box.
There are a lot of movies out there, and some are dropping the ball. Dejanay Holmes is here with her report on movies.
That's right, Katie. Manny, it may be about a week in weather, but it's a perfect time to go to movie theaters. Some movies were a sheer disappointment, while others exceeded moviegoers' expectations. First, with The Achievers. The Social Network and Thriller Let Me In both came in with an A-. Anticipated movies such as Life as We Know It received a C-, and Secretariat got a C. Coming in with the lowest is thriller My Soul to Take with a D+. The Social Network continues to remain at number 1, pulling in $15.5 million and rounding its total network at $46 million. Some new releases will be hitting the theaters over the last few weeks of October. Premiering tonight is Favorite Daredevils of Jackass with Jackass 3D. The movie will bring the comic antics to you front and center and is rated R. Also airing tonight is Action Red, starring Morgan Freeman and Bruce Willis. Drama The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, starring Michael Nyqvist and Noomi Rapace, and Thriller Hereafter, starring Matt Damon and Cecile de France. You can also expect some new releases on the 22nd and 29th of this month. Want to start your Halloween earlier this year? SeaWorld is doing their spooktacular event now until October 31st every weekend from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. It is included with park admission, and kids can come in costumes or as themselves. Kids get a chance to trick or treat with some ghoulish goodies, meet some cool creatures, and catch some silly and spooky shows. And if SeaWorld isn't your cup of tea, then you can also attend the Boulevard of Boo, a parade and carnival taking place next Saturday at 10 a.m. It will be held on El Cajon Boulevard from 59th to Rolando Carnival at Clay Park. This parade is family-friendly and free, and you can expect to enjoy games, rides, food, bands, a costume contest, a pumpkin seed spinning contest, and much more. So Katie and Manny, this would be a great time to just go out and have fun, be a kid again.
Thanks. I think I'm going to challenge you to that pumpkin seed spinning contest.
It's
all right.
fine.
Thank you, Dejanay.
Thank you.
And how long will this gloomy weather last? We'll have your weather forecast coming right up.
An effort is underway to help the City College students Deanna Gonzalez's family and her infant daughter. That information coming up as well. And here to tell us if it's going to be hot, if it's going to be cold, what to expect in this weekend's weather. Here's Carly.
Well, Manuel, Katie, it's going to be cold and cuddly, so just bring out the covers and stay in for tonight. Well, going to our current temperatures, how you doing? Tonight, it's at airport is 73 degrees right now. The humidity is 82%. Wind is at 7 miles per hour from the southwest. Surface 2 to 3 feet west facing and 1 to 3 feet south facing. Sunrise is 6:53 this morning. Sunset is at 6:16. Now, county temperatures. We have Oceanside at 70, Del Mar at 69 degrees high, La Jolla at 64 with a low 60. Downtown 71, 62 low. Chula Vista is at 68 degrees at 60. All the way in Ramona, we have 81 degrees and 50 degrees at the low. Julian is at 80 degrees high, 49 degrees low. Humul, 77. Now, we're looking at our current surface maps. We're here, if you look at the low pressure right here on the East Coast, we have up there in the low pressure, we have a strong low pressure. And as you see, the low pressure turns counterclockwise. And when it's a counterclockwise, that means the pressure lines are so tight, that means it's very windy. And that's understandably so when it changes seasons from summer to fall. Now, as we go on the west coast right here, as you can see, there's a slow low pressure there. And then we have a high pressure right over there of Arizona. Now, as when we zero onto our next map, with current surface map, we're going to go to the southwest. Now, pay attention. Up there, right there, those yellow spots, the orange spot, that's fog. So if you're traveling out of town this weekend, just be very careful. Increase your distance between in front of you. Have a good time because we don't want no accidents at all. So just be very careful. We're going to have a great weekend this weekend. Now, as you look also at the low pressure, that's the reason why we had overcast, cloudy, and all that sprinkle and mist early this morning. It creates a vacuum and it just brings in all that moisture and it doesn't push it away like a high pressure does. So that's what our current surface looks like, change of season. So we're looking at our forecast. We have low clouds on the coast with a high of 69. We got 65 degrees low. Inland, we have low clouds. We'll be giving way to sunshine with a high temp of 78 degrees and a low of 60. Then in our mountains, mostly sunny, high 77, low 47. And then we get to that desert where it's nice and crispy. We got mostly sunny skies, high 96 to low 62. But I just tell you, like I say, this evening is going to be night Katie and Manuel, but joy and sunshine comes in the morning. Come on, somebody.
Feast
Thank
day
you.
for the weekend.
As we had mentioned earlier in the broadcast, a memorial fund has been set up for Deanna Gonzalez. An account is up at Cabrillo Union. The account number is 193-70700. Donations are being accepted at any Cabrillo credit union in the San Diego County.
And as we leave you tonight, here's another look at last night's vigil in honor of City College student Deanna Gonzalez.
Suffering at this time, an enormous loss, the loss of a beautiful young woman. I also want to extend sympathy to all of us who are violated by the virtue of this heinous crime.
First, our greatest sympathy to the family of the very beautiful Deanna Gonzalez. We have three symbols that have brought us here today. We have a candle that everyone should have, and with a flame. We have red carnations, and we have purple ribbons.
Because they say that a village that's united cannot be divided. We as students, as a community, we rely on one another for strength and for hope, because we all find ourselves in situations where we hurt. And I thank all of you for coming out tonight and empowering this family and giving them that hope and that encouragement and that strength. And I thank you for that.